Hey everybody, how's it going? Today we're going to be going over and showing you how to install the Thuli Evo Crossbar System here on our 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee. So let's take a closer look at our roof rack system here. The first thing we're going to notice is the shape of our crossbars. So there's a few different types of Aero crossbars on the market. Thule, however, are the only ones with this airplane wing shaped crossbar. Now what this does is it does a couple different things. Number one, provides the best aerodynamics. Therefore, we're going to get the best or the least amount of wind resistance. We're not going to have to worry about as much wind noise. And number two, because of the wind resistance, we're going to have the best miles per gallon saving. Some crossbar systems, when you add the bulky square crossbars, they're going to catch a lot of wind, therefore creating drag and reducing your miles per gallon. So if you have a panoramic roof on your Grand Cherokee, it's a great feature and we don't want to lose it with the roof rack installed. Therefore, it's important that it still works with the system in place. And as you can see here, there are no interference issues whatsoever. So going further into the crossbars, we're going to have an end cap on each side, which we can flip up. And this is going to reveal the start or the end rather of the integrated channels in the top of the crossbar. So depending on what type of accessories you're using, some of them use wraparound clamps where they attach to the bottom of the crossbar and sit on top. Or some of them actually use a T-bolt and they just simply slide into the track. So if you have those T-bolt mounted accessories, we could easily use them with this crossbar system on this vehicle. For some vehicles where there's not a lot of space between the top of the roof and the bottom of the crossbars, those T-bolts are a must. Therefore, it's nice to be able to utilize them here with these Thule crossbars. So right now, our system that we currently have installed has the black crossbars, which I think looks really well here on our Grand Cherokee. However, there is still an option for silver bars as well. So either one you prefer, whichever is going to match your vehicle better, is what I recommend. I'd also like to point out that our crossbars here are going to be 53 inches long, which is the recommended size for this vehicle. So touching a bit more on that recommended bar size of 53 inches, this is really a great length for this vehicle here because it provides us with the necessary overhang that certain crossbar accessories require. And it's also going to allow us to fit as much stuff as we can on the roof here. We could fit several bikes up here, a cargo box and a couple bikes, a couple kayaks. Really, the possibilities are endless with this bar size here. We shouldn't have any issues running out of room. So another feature of this crossbar system that I really like is that it can be locked with additional metal locking cores purchased separately. We'd simply remove these black plastic plugs here and insert our metal locking core, offer security for our roof rack and accessories. So we talked about all the various things we can throw up on our roof here. There is one stipulation, however, we need to be aware of, and that's going to be the weight capacity of our system here, which is 165 pounds evenly distributed across both crossbars. However, that may not seem like a lot, but I don't think you're going to be maxing that out with the space we have available here. That's going to be plenty for you to carry your favorite accessories. So in regards to installation, this is very simple. All the tools we need are going to be included with our kit, and it's going to mount into a factory fixed point on the vehicle here. And the great thing is we actually have a couple different to choose from depending on what accessories we're carrying. But as you can see, there's actually minimal contact, so there's really no chance at all to cause any damage to the roof of our vehicle. So a roof rack is going to be composed of three separate components. We have the crossbar, which is what we have here. We have the mounting feet, which is what you see right here. And then finally, we have the fit kit. So both the crossbars and the mounting feet are sort of universal, if you will. The fit kit is going to be the component that's going to be specific to your Grand Cherokee. So now that we have all of our components ready and laid out in front of us, we can begin assembly. First thing we're going to do is we're going to flip our crossbar over. Just one little note I want to make at this time before we start is that our crossbar is sort of shaped like an airplane wing. The larger round portion needs to be facing the front of the vehicle. So keep that in mind during assembly. But we're going to flip the crossbar over, and on each end we have an end cap we have to remove. If we simply depress that section there, we should be able to pull it straight out. We have one on each side. We also have a little adjuster here. You just want to make sure that's all the way in. Next, we're going to take one of our mounting feet here. So that's what this part looks like. And we're going to go ahead and slide that into the channels in our crossbar. So we want sort of this unfinished side to be facing out like so. We'll slide it in about halfway, and we'll do that same thing on the other side with our other mounting foot. Once we have both of our mounting feet installed, we can reinstall our end cap here so we don't have to worry about the mounting feet sliding off the crossbar while we're working. So next we need to grab our fit kit here. So the first thing we're going to grab is our little rubber pads here. So although they may look the same, there is a difference. We're going to have 2 of each in our kit. 2 are labeled 46 and 2 are labeled 45. One is for the driver's side, the other is for the passenger side. So next we're going to grab the number 46 pad here. We're going to be working over on the passenger side. And we're just going to clip this in place. There's going to be a little groove here on the bottom that's going to line up with a notch on the foot. So it's kind of hard to see, but once you get your hands on it, it'll definitely make a lot more sense. But we're just going to place that over the little channel, just like so. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our metal car clip here that looks like this. We need to do some assembly first. So we need to take a couple different things. We're going to have a socket head cap screw, a split lock washer, and then one of these little rubber spacers here. So how this works is we're going to take our socket head cap screw, our split lock washer, place that over there like so. We're going to stick it through the top of the metal car clip, and then we're going to hold it underneath with our rubber washer here, just like that. Once we have that done, we can go ahead and insert it into the foot pack assembly here. So we're going to be lining up these 2 holes with the 2 rubber ears on our pad. It's pretty simple to understand. The raised portion here on the car clip is going to be facing out away from the vehicle, just like that. Next thing we're going to do is secure our metal car clip and our rubber pad here to the foot pack assembly using the hardware that comes with the feet. You're going to get these smaller socket head cap screws. There's going to be 1 on each end here. So you're going to have to line up 3 different pieces of material here. That rubber pad, the metal car clip, and then there's going to be a threaded rod inside the foot pack assembly. So just hold everything together and begin threading to line everything up. So our aim right now is just to get them both started. We don't want to tighten them down all the way because we still want to be able to move the foot inside the crossbar like so. So we're just going to get them started here without snugging them up just yet. Now we're just going to repeat that same process on the other side. The only thing that's going to be different is we need to make sure that we're using the rubber pad labeled 45 for the driver. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to come up to the roof of our vehicle here, and inside the channels here, these glossy black channels, you're going to have a few different Torx bolts. So these Torx bolts are going to be spaced throughout these rails here, and these are the various points we can use to mount our roof rack. We'll have a couple at the front, 1 in the center, and then 1 at the rear. So we're going to go ahead and show you the rear. So we're going to take the Torx security bit here that comes in the fit kit pack, and we're going to use this to remove that Torx screw there on the roof, just like so. So we're going to have 1 on each side. We need to remove them both for both the front and rear crossbar. So now, once we have our crossbar assembly partially assembled, we can go ahead and set it up on the vehicle here and mount it to the points that we just removed the Torx bits from. So I will say, if you have an extra set of hands, that will help you with this step, but it is possible to do by yourself. So now what we need to do is we're going to take the Allen head that comes in our fit kit. We're just going to simply tighten down that cap screw into the factory fixed mounting points. Now I will say this part is kind of tedious because you don't have a lot of room to move your wrench, but just be patient, take your time, make sure we don't cross thread that bolt there, and we can get it attached to the vehicle. And obviously we have to do this on both sides. So the next thing we're going to do, once we have both of those bolts tight, we have the fit clip and our mounting feet securely attached to the roof. We need to center our crossbar on the roof here There's a couple different ways to do that. The easiest way is just to simply measure from this point of the mounting feet to the end of the crossbar and just make sure that's the same on both sides. Once we have it centered, we can tighten these two outer Allen bolts here using the hex wrench that comes with the mounting feet kit. So these are going to actually tighten the crossbars to the mounting feet so they can't slide back and forth side to side. And then once we get this side buttoned up, we'll just simply repeat that same process on the other side. So now the last thing we need to do is take one of our covers here, slide it over the mounting foot like so. And if you have the plastic lock cords, we're just going to take a flathead screwdriver, turn that to lock it in place. If you opted for the metal lock cords, which are sold separately, you'd install those using the keys that Thule provides. Now we'll go ahead and install that same cover on the other side, and then repeat this entire process for the other crossbar system. And that's going to do it today for our look and installation of the Thuli Evo Crossbar System here on our 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee.